They think I'm just a nurse who works in a hospital. What they don't know is that the hospital is a forward combat surgical unit in Afghanistan, and I'm an Army combat medic who's treated over 200 casualties under enemy fire. Subscribe to her mission stories for women who save lives in war zones while everyone thinks they work day shifts in quiet hospitals. You know what's funny about college reunions? Everyone lies. Not big lies, small ones. They inflate their job titles, make their lives sound more interesting than they are. I do the opposite. My name is Jessica Sullivan. I'm 33 years old. When people ask what I do, I say I'm a nurse, which is technically true. I just leave out the part about the Army and the combat zones, and the fact that I've performed emergency surgery while mortars were landing 50 meters away. Right now, I'm at my 10-year college reunion. Everyone's talking about their careers: marketing managers, software engineers, corporate lawyers, and me, the nurse. They smile politely when I tell them, poor Jessica, couldn't hack it in a real career, settled for bedpans and blood pressure cuffs. I let them think it. Because in about 4 minutes, my phone's going to ring, and they're going to learn what kind of nursing I actually do. The thing is, I didn't plan to become a combat medic. Hell, I didn't even plan to join the Army. But life has a funny way of changing your plans. Let me show you what I mean. I'm standing in the ballroom of the Marriott downtown, my alma mater's 10-year reunion, class of 2016. There are maybe 200 people here. Most of them I barely remember. Some I wish I could forget. Like Derek Chin, he was the pre-med star, always talking about becoming a surgeon, saving lives, making a difference. He's walking toward me now. Big smile. Expensive suit. Jessica Sullivan, he says, way too loud. Hey Derek, how are you? What are you doing these days? I'm a nurse. He nods sympathetically. That's great. Important work. Where do you work? A hospital. Military hospital. Oh, so you work at a VA or something. Something like that. His wife appears, perfectly dressed. Diamond ring that could choke a horse. This is Jessica, Derek tells her. She's a nurse. How nice, she says in that tone that means the opposite. And you? I ask. Derek puffs up. I'm a cardiothoracic surgeon, Massachusetts General. Just published a paper in JAMA. Congratulations. Yeah, it's been a good year. What about you? Still doing bedside nursing? Mostly. Ever think about going back for your NP? Nurse practitioner? You could make more money. I make enough. He doesn't get it. None of them do. I excuse myself, head to the bar, order a whiskey. That's when I see her, Amanda Price. We were roommates freshman year. She spots me, squeals, runs over. Jessica, oh my God. Hey Amanda, she hugs me. How are you? What are you doing? I'm a nurse. Still? I thought you were going to medical school. Plans changed. Well, nursing is great too. I'm in pharmaceutical sales now, making 6 figures. Just bought a condo in Boston. That's awesome. What about you? Where are you living? On base. Fort Campbell. Military base? I'm in the Army. She blinks. Wait, you joined the military? Yeah, about 9 years ago. Wow, I had no idea. So you're like an Army nurse? Combat medic. But yeah, basically. Is that dangerous? Can be? She looks uncomfortable. Well, that's really brave. I could never do that. It's not for everyone. She changes the subject quickly. Have you seen the others? Sarah's here. And Mike. And I tune out. This is why I don't come to these things. Nobody wants to hear about what I actually do. They want the sanitized version, the safe version. She's a nurse, not she's a combat medic who's seen more trauma in 9 years than most ER nurses see in a career. I check my phone, no messages. That's good. When I'm stateside and my phone is quiet, that means everyone's safe. No casualties, no emergencies, just peace. I should enjoy it while it lasts. But you want to know how I got here, how a pre-med biology major ended up as an Army combat medic. Let me take you back. I was 24 years old, just graduated from college, bio degree with a 3.6 GPA. Not good enough for med school. I'd applied to 15 programs, got rejected from all of them. My MCAT scores were decent, but not great. My interviews went okay, but not amazing. And just like that, 4 years of pre-med track ended in a pile of rejection letters. I was crushed. My whole identity was wrapped up in becoming a doctor. Saving lives, making my parents proud. Now what? I moved back in with my parents, started working at Walgreens as a pharmacy tech. Minimum wage, living in my childhood bedroom, watching my friends go off to grad school and medical school and real careers. I was lost. Then one day, I was walking through the mall, saw an Army recruiting station, walked in on impulse. The recruiter was a staff sergeant named Martinez. She looked at me. "You look lost," she said. "I am." "College grad?" "Yeah." "Bio major. Was supposed to go to med school. Didn't get in." She nodded like she'd heard this story before. "You want to help people?" "That's all I've ever wanted. The Army needs medics. People who care. People who can handle pressure. You interested?" I'd never considered the military, but I had nothing else. What would I do? Become a combat medic. We'll train you. Emergency medicine. Trauma care, you'll save lives, real lives. In situations that matter. Is it dangerous? Very. I thought about it for exactly 30 seconds. Where do I sign? 6 months later, I was at Fort Sam Houston in Texas. 68W training, combat medic course. 16 weeks of the most intense medical training I'd ever experienced. We learned everything: airway management, IV insertion, wound treatment, fracture stabilization, hemorrhage control, medication administration. We practiced on dummies, on each other, on cadavers, and the instructors were ruthless. "This isn't a hospital," one of them yelled. "You won't have nice, clean equipment. You won't have time to think. Someone's bleeding out, and you have 90 seconds to save them or they die. Go!" We worked under pressure, under stress, under impossible conditions. Some people quit. I didn't. I graduated top of my class, earned my combat medic badge, and got assigned to 2nd Battalion, 327th Infantry Regiment. The Screaming Eagles, 103rd Airborne Division. I was going to be an infantry medic, the guy who runs toward gunfire while everyone else runs away. My first deployment was 2015, Afghanistan, Kandahar province. I was 25 years old. I'd never seen combat, never treated a real gunshot wound, never held someone while they died. That all changed on my 3rd day in country. We were on patrol, routine movement through a village. Then the world exploded. IED, improvised explosive device, buried in the road. One of our vehicles hit it. The blast was deafening. I was 50 meters away. The vehicle flipped. Smoke, fire, screaming. My squad leader yelled, "Doc, get up there." Doc. That's what they called me. I grabbed my aid bag and ran toward the burning vehicle while everyone else was taking cover, because that's what medics do. I reached the vehicle, 3 soldiers inside. One was unconscious, one was screaming, one was quiet, too quiet. I pulled the unconscious one out first. Head injury, bleeding from the ears, bad sign, possible skull fracture. I secured his airway, started an IV, called for medevac. Then I went back for the screaming one. His leg was mangled, bone visible, arterial bleeding. I applied a tourniquet, stopped the bleeding, gave him morphine. He stopped screaming, started crying. "Am I going to lose my leg, Doc?" "I don't know, but you're alive. Stay with me." Then I checked the quiet one. He wasn't breathing, no pulse. I started CPR, 30 compressions, 2 breaths. 30 compressions, 2 breaths. The medevac helicopter was inbound. I kept going. Compressions, breathes. Compressions, the bird landed. Flight medics took over. They loaded all 3, lifed it off, gone. I stood there, covered in blood, hands shaking. My squad leader put his hand on my shoulder. "Good work, Doc." I nodded, but inside I was screaming. Because the quiet one? He didn't make it. I found out later he died before I even reached him. Nothing I could have done. But I still see his face. Back at the reunion. I'm on my 3rd whiskey. Amanda is telling me about her boyfriend. Some hedge fund manager, makes crazy money. Bought her a Cartier bracelet. I'm half listening, nodding at the right times. Then Derek walks over with a group. "Jessica, come meet everyone." I follow him to a table. 6 people, all successful, all accomplished. Derek introduces me. "This is Jessica Sullivan. We went to school together. She's a nurse now." They nod politely. One of them, a guy named Brandon, asks, "What kind of nursing?" "Military." "Oh, like on a base?" "Sometimes." "That's cool. Probably pretty safe, right? Not like a civilian ER." I smile. "Sure, pretty safe." Another woman, Melissa, chimes in. "I thought about nursing, but went into healthcare consulting instead." Better money. Definitely better money. I agree. Derek leans back. Jessica was pre-med. Didn't get into med school, so she went the nursing route. He says it like it's a consolation prize. Like I settled. I grip my glass. Say nothing. Brandon continues. "Must be nice, though. Stable job. Good benefits. Pension, yeah. Benefits are good." "What rank are you?" Melissa asks. "Staff Sergeant. Is that high?" "It's NCO. Non-commissioned officer." She looks confused. "So like middle management?" "Something like that." Derek smiles. Jessica's being modest. I'm sure she's great at what she does, even if it's not quite doctor-level work. The table laughs. Polite laughs, but laughs. I'm about to respond when my phone buzzes. Once, twice, 3 times in a row. That's the pattern. Emergency recall. I pull it out. Check the screen. Message from my unit commander. Mass. Casualty FN. Report to base hospital immediately. All medical personnel recalled. My stomach drops. Mass casualty. That means multiple wounded. Serious injuries. All hands on deck. I stand up. I have to go. Derek frowns. "What? We just sat down. Work emergency. What kind of emergency? You're not even on duty. I am now. My phone rings. I answer. Sergeant Sullivan. It's my commander, Lieutenant Colonel Hayes. Sullivan, where are you? I'm off post, sir. About 40 minutes out. We have 15 casualties inbound from a training accident. Multiple trauma. 2 critical. I need you in the OR. I'm leaving now, sir. How fast can you get here? 30 minutes. Make it 20. People are dying. Yes, sir. I hang up. Look at the table. They're all staring at me. I have to leave. Now. Jessica, what's going on? Amanda asks. I can't explain. I just have to go. Is everything okay? No, it's not. I grab my coat. Derek stands up. Jessica, this is ridiculous. You can't just leave. I turn to him. Look at me. Really look at me. Derek, I'm not a hospital nurse. I'm an Army combat medic. Staff Sergeant Sullivan. I've done 3 deployments, Afghanistan and Iraq. I've treated over 200 combat casualties. I have a combat medical badge and a Purple Heart. And right now, there are 15 wounded soldiers who need me in an OR. So yes, I'm leaving. The table is silent, staring. I don't wait for a response. I walk out. I hit the parking lot running. Jump in my car, floor it. The base is 40 minutes away in normal traffic. I'm going to make it in 20. I weave through traffic, run a red light. Don't care. My phone rings again. Bluetooth connects. Sullivan. It's Martinez, one of the other medics on my team. Doc, where are you? 15 minutes out. What's the situation? Bad. Training accident? Live fire exercise went wrong. 15 wounded. 2 are critical. Penetrating trauma. They're prepping OR 1 and 2. Who's on staff? Everyone. Colonel Hayes pulled everyone in. But we need you. You're the best trauma medic we have. I'm coming. Drive faster, Doc. I push the accelerator. 80 miles per hour. 90. My hands are steady on the wheel. My mind is already in the OR, running through procedures. Airway, breathing, circulation, the ABCs of trauma. I've done this hundreds of times, but it never gets easier, especially when it's your own soldiers, your own people. I reach the base in 18 minutes, flash my ID at the gate, they wave me through. I park, sprint to the hospital, burst through the doors. The ER is chaos, wounded soldiers everywhere, medics, nurses, doctors, everyone moving fast, controlled chaos. I find Colonel Hayes. Sullivan reporting, sir. He looks relieved. Thank God. Or 2, critical patient, penetrating chest trauma. He's coding. Go. I don't ask questions, I run. Or 2, I scrub in. 30 seconds, hands, forearms, fast but thorough. I push through the doors. The patient is on the table. Young kid, maybe 19. Chest tube already in, blood everywhere. The surgeon, Captain Williams, looks up. Sullivan. Good. I need another set of hands. He's got a torn pulmonary artery. We need to clamp it or he's gone. I'm on it. I move to the table, look at the wound, shrapnel entry just below the clavicle, massive internal bleeding. His pressure is dropping. BP is 60/40. The anesthesiologist calls out. We're losing him. Not today, I say. I reach into the chest cavity, feel for the artery. My fingers find it. Torn. Pumping blood. I clamp it. Got it. Artery clamped. Captain Williams nods. Good. Now hold it while I suture. I hold. Steady. My arms burn. But I don't move. Can't move. This kid's life depends on it. Williams works fast. Sutures the tear. Reinforces it. Checks for other bleeding. After what feels like an hour but is probably 10 minutes, bleeding controlled, pressure's coming back up. The anesthesiologist confirms, BP rising, 90/60, 100/60, 100/65. He's stabilizing. We work for another hour. Repair the damage. Close him up. By the time we're done, he's stable. Critical, but stable. He'll live. Williams looks at me. Hell of a job, Sullivan. Just doing my job, sir. We move to the next patient. 6 hours later, all 15 patients are stable. 2 required emergency surgery. Both survived. 13 others had various injuries, fractures, lacerations, burns. All treated, all alive. I'm in the break room, still in my scrubs. Covered in blood, exhausted, but alive. Colonel Hayes walks in. Sullivan, sir, outstanding work tonight. Captain Williams said you saved that kid's life. We all did, sir. Take the compliment, Sergeant. I nod. Thank you, sir. He sits down. You were off post when I called. Sorry to pull you from whatever you were doing. College reunion, sir. He raises an eyebrow. How'd that go? I left early. He smiles. I bet you did. The next morning, I check my phone. 107 missed calls. Most from people at the reunion. Dozens of texts. I scroll through them. Amanda, OMG, Jessica, I had no idea. Why didn't you tell us? Derek, Jessica, I'm so sorry. I completely misunderstood. Can we talk? Melissa, you're a hero. I'm so sorry for what I said. Brandon, seriously impressed. Thank you for your service. and more, all apologizing, all shocked, all suddenly interested. I don't respond to most of them, but I do call Amanda. She answers immediately. Jessica. Oh my God, are you okay? I'm fine. Everyone's been asking about you. What happened? Is it classified? Training accident. That's all I can say. Are the soldiers okay? They will be. Jessica, I'm so sorry. We had no idea what you actually do. I know. Why didn't you tell us? Would you have believed me? She's quiet. Probably not. Exactly. The thing is, I don't need people to understand what I do. I don't need validation from a college reunion. I don't need Derek Chen to think I'm successful, because I know what I do matters. You want to know the real difference between me and Derek? Derek Chen saves lives in a pristine operating room, with a full surgical team, state-of-the-art equipment, stable patients who've been prepped. I save lives in the back of a moving Humvee, under enemy fire, with a basic aid bag. Patients who are actively dying. Derek publishes papers. I write casualty reports. Derek gets awards from medical journals. I get medals for Valor. We both save lives. But I do it in places where most people would run away. And you know what? I wouldn't trade it for anything. 3 months later, I get an invitation. My college is doing a veterans recognition ceremony. They want to honor alumni who served. They specifically mentioned me. I almost don't go. But Amanda convinces me. So I show up, in my dress uniform, Staff Sergeant chevrons, Medical Corps insignia, Combat Medical Badge, Purple Heart, Bronze Star, all the ribbons. The ceremony is in the same ballroom as the reunion. Different crowd, though. More respectful. When they call my name, I walk to the stage. The presenter reads my citation. Staff Sergeant Jessica Sullivan, 3 combat deployments, over 200 casualties treated under fire, recipient of the Purple Heart for wounds received in action, Bronze Star with Valor device for actions that saved the lives of 7 soldiers during an ambush in Helmand Province. The room applauds. I accept the plaque, give a short speech, thank everyone. Afterwards, people approach me, thank me, ask questions, genuine questions, not patronizing ones. Derek is there, he waits until the crowd thins, then approaches. Jessica, Derek, I was wrong about everything. What you do, it's incredible. Thank you. I've been thinking about what you said at the reunion about how I work in a pristine OR and you work in the field. Yeah, you're right. I save lives. But you save lives under impossible conditions. That takes a different level of skill and courage. I appreciate that. Can I ask you something? Sure. Do you ever regret not going to med school? I look at him. Think about it. Every day I think about it. Oh, but then I remember the 19-year-old kid whose pulmonary artery I clamped 3 months ago. He's alive because I was there, in that moment. With those skills, if I'd gone to med school, I'd be a first-year resident right now, working 80-hour weeks, still learning. Instead, I'm saving lives in combat zones, so no, I don't regret it. He nods. You're a better doctor than I'll ever be. I'm not a doctor, Derek. I'm a medic. That's even better. Today, people know what I do. They can't know the details. Most of my deployments are classified, but they know I'm not just a nurse. I'm an Army combat medic, a trauma specialist, a soldier, and I'm damn good at what I do. My next deployment is in 3 months, back to Afghanistan, back to the forward surgical team, back to saving lives under fire. And you know what? I can't wait. Subscribe to her mission stories for tales of women who heal in war zones while being dismissed at home. You are not alone. Your service matters, and one day they'll see you too.